What's up guys, just Messi here, welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to a new video discussing if Jose Mourinho took over Manchester United, what team could he potentially have? The reason I'm doing this video is because a couple of weeks ago, I done a video of Pep Guardiola's potential Manchester City team for next season, and it went down really well. You guys seem to want more of them, and I potentially could do more after this one for potential managers, guys. So as always, if you smash 2,000 likes, that'd be absolutely awesome. In the comments below, who do you think Jose Mourinho will sign if he joins Manchester United? And if you're new to my channel, click subscribe button for more. So, like I mentioned, Mourinho to Manchester United is not a done deal whatsoever, but it does look like it could very much be happening by the end of this season. The reason for this, Louis van Gaal is not doing a very good job at United right now. He spent a lot of money and they're kind of struggling. They're struggling quite a lot in terms of results and everything on top of that. So Mourinho looks like he will take over. I think the fans really wanted to take over, and today we're looking at his potential squad. His current squad he'll be dealing with right now is signings and players that could potentially be leaving. And a couple of keynotes just before we get into the squad he's currently got to work with. Apparently he has agreed and told family members that he will be Manchester United's manager next season, and he'll be earning around £15.5 million a year, which is just a little bit more than Guardiola will earn at Manchester City. And also, he has already said that he will be back in the Premier League very soon. So that's kind of a hint. Let's get straight into his current squad. So here it is, the team they essentially play every week. The formation can change here and there, and players can change, but this is what I've gone with. This is a team I think they played against Sunderland, bar Luke Shaw. He's obviously injured, but Borthwick Jackson, I think his name is not an alternate team. So they've got quite a lot of good players, because you can kind of see their weaknesses just by looking at the squad alone. Personally, I feel Martial should be out on the wing. He's very good at dribbling and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, but I think to get the most out of Martial, you need him in that striker position, potentially Juan Mata dropping out and really going back in cam. And also, Daley Blind for me is not a standard back whatsoever. And the likes of Jesse Lingard, he may be doing okay for himself, but they've got the likes of Depay and they're really not getting much out of him. Ashley Young was playing the defence for a majority of the season, if I'm correct, but he did unfortunately pick up a big injury. And the squad just lacks a little bit of depth. If you compare this squad back to, like, say, 2011, when they'll win the league and everything like that, it's so much weaker now than it used to be, despite spending so much money on it. And that is one of the reasons the fans want Louis van Gaal gone and Mourinho replaced for him. So now we're going to look at his potential signings. If Mourinho takes over, what players we look to sign? The very first one is going to be quite not a surprising one at all, because he was linked when he was at Chelsea, and that is John Stones of Everton to Manchester United. And because Mourinho is such a big name in world football, he has the pulling power to essentially take any player he wants from around the world and get him into that Manchester United team. The reason for this is Man United are a great club, don't get me wrong, they're a massive club, but Mourinho, even if they're not in the Champions League, he can attract Champions League quality players, if you get what I'm saying. And they're not scared of spending money. Louis van Gaal has proved that they will back their manager if they want their man. So John Stones is the very first one. Then we have got Rafael Varane, a man that I think Mourinho loved at Real Madrid. But this one would be absolutely huge fee, like John Stones would be. And I think out of the two is probably more unlikely than the other. The next one, though, is going to be Paul Pogba. Again, Manchester City are linked within the likes of Barca, Real Madrid, Chelsea, everyone like that. So I'm not sure if we'd go back to United, given how they treated him in the first place. Nicolas Gaitan, this is a more realistic one. This one that has been linked to him a long time, over the last, like, say, 3 or 4 years. And he's a very good player for Benfica. And like I said, a very probably a good target to get out of them. And then we have got Thomas Müller. This one for me is very unlikely, because I think he's just signed a new contract at Bayern Munich. By the way, has been linked a lot to Manchester United. I think, though, that was because of Louis van Gaal. Neymar, I know, another very unrealistic one. There have been rumours in the past that Man United did bid for him. And the final two are other players that have been linked for a long time to United. The first one is Edinson Cavani of PSG. He may be, I don't think he's as good as he used to be, like he was at Napoli, but he still knows where the back of the net is, and it's pretty versatile now in that front three that he does play at PSG. And the final one is going to be Gareth Bale, another player just like Neymar and Cavani, has been rumored a long time, but probably very unlikely. And now we got on to potential outgoings if Mourinho takes over. The reason for this is because with players coming in, there will be players that will lose their spaces and potentially will be sold on to raise funds and everything like that. So I've chosen 3 players today. I will note that De Gea is not on this list, just for the fact that Real Madrid have got like a transfer embargo, or a like kind of a ban, I think it is. They may have overturned it by now, or it may be delayed, but I don't think we'll sign for him just because of that. But I have gone with the backup goalkeeper currently, which is Sergio Romero, and they have got rid of Victor Valdez, but this guy at the start of the season did play when De Gea was rumored to go to Real Madrid, where he wasn't happy, and apparently his head wasn't in the right frame of mind. But Romero, he didn't do very well at the start of the season, and probably isn't up to standards what Mourinho wants in a backup goalkeeper, because remember, last season, he had Petr Cech and Courtois, and when he was in charge of Chelsea at the beginning of this season, he had Courtois and also Begovic, so 2 very reliable goalkeepers. That's the reason I think he may be sold on. We've got Marouane Fellaini, I think it's United's second highest transfer fee ever, and the reason for this one, he doesn't really, United fans don't like him, I've noticed. Whenever he's on the team sheet, they tend to just rip into him. So Fellaini's kind of like our situation with Christian Benteke. When you see his name in that team sheet, you kind of lose a little bit of hope. And the reason United fans do get annoyed with him being in that squad is simply the fact that it kind of takes the role of the likes of Ander Herrera, and that could be in there potentially over him, and it could offer a lot more. And the final one is this one. I think it's United's biggest ever signing. That is going to be Juan Mata. And you may remember he did leave Chelsea because of Mourinho a couple of years ago. And it may be the same kind of situation where he doesn't really fit his style of play and it could be surplus to requirements. I personally really like Juan Mata. It's a very good footballer. Seems like a very nice man as well. But apparently, according to the Daily Mail, that Mourinho has told Vice Chairman Ed Woodward to sell midfield duo Juan Mata and Fellaini before he joins in the summer. Now we've got the potential team then of Manchester United under Mourinho next season. Now, it's got a few changes here and there, and on the screen it is right now. I've got a couple of signings I've put in there I think are more realistic than others. John Stones being one of them, and the other being Nicholas Gaitan. And they're the only two so far. There may be a few here and there chucked in there, but usually there's not many first teamers signed in one window. The defence looks very solid with Damian Stones, Chris Smalling, De Gea in there obviously, and Luke Shaw, who was on his way to Chelsea apparently before he joined Manchester United because Mourinho is a massive fan of him. Daley Blind, I think, is a much better CDM than he is centre-back. Schneider's done a very good job anyway. You've got Rooney in a deeper role. Memphis Depay at right. I mean, these two could obviously swap Gaitan and Depay, but Martial as striker, I think that's key. And I think Juan Mata and also Fellaini will be sold, despite Manchester United fans maybe not wanting Mata to go. But I think that's the squad that it could look like. Again, some signings here and there that could be squad fillers and stuff like that. But in general, it looks a lot stronger than it does now. So for me personally, that's the realistic squad. Now, we end the video with a dream team. Mourinho's dream lineup if he got every single transfer he'd wanted in that United team. And that's your screen right now. And there's some ridiculous players in there. Obviously, got the likes of Gareth Bale on the right, Neymar on the left, Rooney in centre mid. That's a little bit suspect, but it probably would work. Thomas Muller, and I mean, that team's just crazy good. It has the perfect mix of players with potential, players that already have fulfilled their potential, and players that are proper world class and would be like game changing and stuff like that. Neymar being one of them, but obviously very unlikely. So guys, that's be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button. 2,000 likes would be absolutely awesome. In the comments below, let me know if there's any other managers you want me to do. I mean, I could do potentially like Klopp's Liverpool, because right now Klopp hasn't really got his squad that he wants for next season, and there could be a massive overhaul in the summer, or any other manager for that matter in the comments below. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button for more. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.